Welcome back to this channel. My name is Temitope, and on this channel we talk about personal finance, we talk about self-improvement, we talk about retirement planning, investments, and we also talk about creation and management. If this is what you love, kindly click the subscribe button and click the ring bell notification. Thank you so much for sticking around. Today we're going to talk about my dividend income journey. Recently I was watching a movie and somebody said in that movie that no matter how small a fly is, it's still a meat. That thing struck me like wow, like somebody, it just took me back to my dividend income journey when I made up my mind that I was going to replace my paycheck to paycheck life with cash flow coming from my investment and all that. Um ah and when I started my dividend journey, when I was surely investing in dividend stocks, when I started investing majorly in dividend stocks, and I can remember the first time I received a dividend income. It was a 0.01 pounds, like 1 cent. Like, is that 1 cent? That's like 0.01. That's just it. It was 0.01 in pounds. I was happy. I was like, like they dashed me money. Like it was so I can't remember the joy that I contained. Like I did this, like I did it, like I did it, like I did it. It was a moment that I will never forget in my life. Like that money matters. Like it's not the amount really. It was about, oh, I could really do this. I could really invest and be getting dividend income without me having to work. You might not understand that joy. It's not about the amount or something, but it was about the fact that this thing works. It works. And since then, it has just been coming in wrinkles and wrinkles. I have a lot of dividend stocks that I've invested in, and it's not, and as I'm getting the dividend stock, no matter how little, I'm adding to it and I'm reinvesting it back. We call that dividend reinvestment program, like DRIP. Now I'm reinvesting it back and it's becoming more. I'm buying more shares, I'm getting more dividend income, I'm buying more shares, I'm getting more dividend income. I mean, you can't contain the joy. The truth is that because no matter how little that 0.01 pounds is, if you go into a Tesco or a Walmart or a Costco or an Aldi or wherever you are shopping, and you put in your card and your money is okay, your money is 500 pounds 31 cents. I'm telling you, if the money on your card is 500 pounds 30 cents, if you tell you insufficient funds, that is how that money, that is how that little 0.01% that you think is so minute, that is how important it could be. That is how important it could. I'm telling you, that is how important. That's always what comes to my mind all the times I've begun my journey in my dividend income journey. Like, even if I get like 5 cents or if I get 10 cents or something, I'm like, if I actually want to buy something from any of these malls and the money is short by 10 cents, it will tell me insufficient funds. So no matter how little a fly is, it's still a meat, my dear. It's still a meat. It's just a journey. It's just a journey. By the time you know it, the 1 cent, the 2 cents is becoming 10 pounds, is becoming 100 pounds, is becoming 1,000 pounds. And that's as long as you don't despise the days of little beginning. I think that's what discouraged most people on the journey of this receiving dividend income, that is so small, because we are used to big things. We are used, but these are, you can create wealth. This is how you can create wealth gradually, and that's why we call it decade of sacrifice. You see that one, the first year, you might not, the whatever you are earning from your dividend income might not even mean anything, like anything. The second year is still the same. The third year is still the same. By the time but you're going to the fourth year, because you have been reinvesting your dividends and you're adding more to buy more shares. By the time you go into the fourth year to the fifth year, it's already booming. By the time you get into the 10th year, you might not even need to work again. So, and that's why it's just a journey that you have to pass. So the first year that you are starting it is not when you are going to end the journey. That's just the start of the journey. And that even applies in every area of our life, because we want immediate gratification. Because the generation, we are used to immediate gratification. The people that have succeeded ahead of us, they went through a process. But because most of us, we did not see that process that they went through, we are only seeing the result. So we are only looking at the result. We are not looking at what they have actually passed through to get to that result. Follow the process. There is a process. Follow the process. Don't let us be too much in haste in following this process. And by the time you know it, we'll get to the end point. Thank you so much for sticking around. I wish you a very good and successful investment journey. See you in the next video.